James and Aiko Oka, they lived through World War II, became Jun Yasuhara's parents. They've now been called mom and dad longer than they've been called by their names. They've forgotten how to eat alone, and even walking has become difficult. They are Alzheimer's patients.
That was probably my worst nightmare. Ever since I was young, and I don't know how I knew about anything that can attack your mental capabilities as far as memory loss and that. But it was always my worst nightmare for them to have some type of brain injury or capabilities that they couldn't make decisions on their own. And it happened. It was heartbreaking, devastating for me. I didn't realize how much work it is to take care of mom until my sister and we didn't know how needy she was. Well, not needy, but she needed a lot of guidance in day-to-day dealings with dressing and brushing her teeth. And it is not easy to find care because at the end of 2021, I had been taking care of my parents for 3 years and I suddenly hit a wall. I got an episode of depression, anxiety, and I was totally debilitated. I called my sister and I said, I can't do this anymore. I can't take care of them. What we did was we moved them back up to my childhood home where they've lived for over 50 years. And then we hired 24/7. And we thought we'd try that, but that has worked out amazingly. And I just say, you got to be more open because the more people know, the more people who could actually come to you with advice, or suggestions. I ended up having to go the 24/7 route, and it actually ended up very good for all of us. I can be a daughter now. So that's what I love. I love my role as a daughter. I still bring them to doctor's appointments and still do their financials and still do this, but I can be more of a daughter. So yeah, it worked out well for me.
Jun Yasuhara bought a doll for her mom's 80th birthday. Her mom, Aiko Oka, always holds that doll. She may be holding onto the doll as she recalls her precious daughter, June.
And I'd go there every and visit, and they have those calendars, those little handouts they post on the bulletin board with the food. And Dad would get these checklists of foods that he could choose for the day, and he'd check it all off, and he would eat very little of it. He'd just get it all, but in the end, he would barely eat any of it. And so whenever I come to visit, he wasn't eating a lot, and he was losing weight. I just remember one day he was so tired, and he was, really dragging, and I got him that Terra drink, and he sipped it, and his eyes, it was just like for a moment, he was all there again. You could see his eyes, just like, he was like, it flashed open. He's like, I know what this is. It's good. And he polished it off. So after I discovered that, I'd get him a Terra drink all the time.
It is estimated that by 2030, the Asian American elderly population will have increased by 352%. Asian Americans are the fastest growing population in the US today, but research and services are inadequate. In reality, Asian Americans make up less than 1% of those in Alzheimer's care facilities.
A lot of information is only available in English. If there's another language available, maybe there'll be some information in Spanish. For a lot of this, you need to communicate you can't do a straight translation even. Running something through Google Translate isn't going to work. You have to convey information in a culturally kind of competent way, in a culturally aware way. And I don't find that information is very common. Some of the strategies that maybe in some Western societies you might have, or some resources you might have, maybe the Asian American community doesn't have, or it varies with specific Asian American communities, because I think the Asian American community is such a broad term, and it encompasses people with so many different backgrounds, so many different kind of even socioeconomic and educational backgrounds that one size doesn't fit all. And I think a lot of the information we have out there is just one size.
A doll that brings a smile for Aika Oka. Taro drink that sparked a moment of clarity in Dr. Nguyen's father's eyes. Having more of these precious moments will improve the care of Asian Americans with Alzheimer's disease and their families.